As the temperatures drop in Lloydminster, the city is nearing completion of the residential snow removal. The citywide snow removal started a month ago, and according to the city's website, they have nearly completed all residential neighborhoods. The fluctuating temperatures we've seen this winter has presented some additional challenges for city crews as we've cycled from freeze to thaw.
We could see snow, we could see rain, and we've already seen that this winter. One farmer told me he saw more rain in January than he did in June, which is a truthful statement. So I ask people again, please be patient with us, report a concern.
Mayor Albers thanks residents who have been doing their part to keep sidewalks cleared. With more snow expected to fall in Lloydminster this winter, the mayor says the city may have to allocate for funds to snow clearing.
The most snow we've seen in the last few winters. The accounting or finance team is taking care of the accounting. I haven't seen a report yet, and I guess that we do budget money for snow removal. We will do the job. We may have to do some reallocations of dollars, but at the end of the day, we will do what needs to be done.
For more information on the city's snow clearing efforts or to report a concern, visit lloydminster.ca/snowops. The Alberta government has been looking for ways to further reduce red tape across the province. I spoke with Minister Tanya Furr for more details in the province's plan.
I'm joined here now with Minister Tanya Furr, and she is the Associate Minister of Red Tape Reduction in Alberta. Now, you've been meeting with oil and gas industry partners throughout the week on the reduction of red tape, but just what have you been hearing so far from these partners?
It's been a busy week. We've got several of our industry partners that we met with, the Explorers and Producers Association of Canada, the Petroleum Services Association of Canada, Canadian Association of Energy Contractors, and the purpose has been twofold. One, it's been to make sure that we're sharing the red tape reduction successes that we've had over the last few years in the oil and gas industry, but also to hear from them what are their key issues and concerns, and common themes that continue to be addressed or that they bring up have to do with public input into regulatory decision making, reclamation certificates, looking for more prompt approvals on that, cutting red tape around the liability management framework and around disposition renewals and survey requirements. Those are definitely common themes.
And within these meetings, you have been looking for new initiatives to bring into reducing red tape. So is there anything so far of the things you mentioned that you are hoping that can come into Alberta throughout the next year?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's a continued focus on cutting red tape. That is anything that's duplicative, sorry, or slowing down the process. I mean, we want to save companies time and money on those sorts of activities so that they can focus on job creation and bringing capital investment into the industry. You know, as we know, our energy sector, it largely drives Alberta's economy, Saskatchewan's economy, and more importantly, the economy of the whole country. So anything that we can do to support this industry that we are so proud of in terms of its unbelievably world-class high standards for labor, human rights, reclamation, environmental standards, we're fully behind that.
And now, speaking of job creation, you know, Lloydminster, an area, it's known for being involved with the oil industry. So what are you looking for job creation for Albertans?
Yeah, I mean, we want to create jobs across sectors, across all sorts of industries. But again, the oil and gas sector is so key. And with respect to cutting red tape, I mean, we've cut almost 20% of red tape so far. And as we cut these red tapes and when we reduce unnecessary or outdated or duplicated regulatory requirements, that ends up saving time and money for job creators to focus on, again, capital investment, growth plans. I mean, so far we've saved $1.2 billion in savings for Albertans and Alberta businesses. And when we get to partner with great individuals on these industry panels, I mean, we're so blessed to have Tim McMillan as one of our co-chairs on the oil and gas red tape reduction panel. His experience is invaluable, given that he was a former Saskatchewan MLA and cabinet minister and has private sector experience. We're grateful for him and the other members on the panel.
Next week is Red Tape Reduction Awareness Week across Alberta. So, just what are some of your plans for this week?
We're really excited about next week. It's a chance to celebrate and promote a bunch of our successes. We've done lots of videos with everyday Albertans, Alberta businesses that can talk about tangible benefits of red tape reduction that relate to them. We've got lots of videos and op-eds and stories we're going to share, again, celebrating that out of our goal to cut red tape by a third, we're already over the 20% mark, and just really want to promote how that's benefiting Albertans and Alberta businesses.
We still are dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. So, has it been an important thing for you to try to reduce red tape during these more difficult times?
Yeah, it's a great question. There's some changes we made to reduce red tape during COVID that have been so beneficial that we'll be continuing on with them. So, for example, allowing organizations to hold virtual meetings instead of an in-person requirement, or having more health records available to residents online. There's things that we did like that during COVID that we've decided to keep in place even as we move out of COVID. All about making life better for Albertans. The red tape that we cut is largely comes from not only the industry panels we have, of which we actually have 9, the oil and gas being one of them, but it's from suggestions and recommendations from everyday Albertans. So we would encourage Albertans or folks in Lloydminster, even though they straddle both provinces, we're definitely Alberta and Saskatchewan have always been attached at the hip and get along really well. Encourage anybody in Lloydminster or any Albertans to visit alberta.ca/cut red tape, where they can submit any ideas they have for cutting red tape.
Thank you so much for your time today, Minister Fur.
Thanks, Jasmine. It was lovely talking to you.
The SPCA and Fourth Meridian Brewing Company are teaming up to host a puppy crawl next week. Our Nicole Gruber sat down with the SPCA to find out more.
Today for Primetime Local News, I'm joined with Becca Lawrence, the Community Outreach Manager at the Lloydminster and District SPCA, to talk about their upcoming event, the Puppy Crawl. Thank you so much, Becca, for joining us here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this event and what the Puppy Crawl is all about?
Yeah, so we just kind of threw it together here in the last week here. We knew the puppies were going to be ready right around now. So we decided we just kind of wanted to get them all in one room, the ones that, don't have a home officially lined up for them, and get them all in one room and have a fun night with tons of people in the city of Lloydminster, and hopefully find them all their forever homes.
And where will this be held and what time will it be at?
So it'll be at the Fourth Meridian Brewing Company, so just down south of Lloydminster on Highway 17. And it's from 5 to 9, so after work, and kids are allowed to come. Animals are allowed in there, but just with a ton of puppies, we don't recommend bringing your dogs with you. But but yeah, we have a ton of puppies that are going to be there. And like I said, kids are allowed to come, so that's going to be that would be a fun night for the family if you want to bring your kids. But yeah, it's just from 5 to 9 on Tuesday on February 22nd.
How many puppies are there available up for adoption?
Yeah, so my math is correct. I believe we'll have 10 at least potentially at the event. I know we have a couple adoption applications in for a few of them already, but yeah, so we're hoping for at least 10. We do have one other just singleton puppy from a completely different litter, came in as a stray sort of thing. So if we kind of dwindle down a little bit on some of our puppies, then we'll for sure have another one to bring too. But yeah, we're hoping for at least our 10 puppies for sure.
And what sort of qualities are you guys looking for in families wanting to adopt?
Oh yeah. So I mean, so far, majority of these puppies have just seemed quite happy to meet anybody that wants to come and see them. A couple of them are a little bit more nervous. So I mean, maybe some families that have older kids that, kind of know a little bit of boundaries with dogs, things like that. But then, I mean, like I said, most of them are quite friendly and affectionate. So families would be a good option for any of these puppies, I think. And, but also families that are ready for large breed dogs. So we have the one set, the litter of 5, she had larger babies, but there was only 5 also. So they got a little bit more nutrients from mama. And then the other mom, she had 9 altogether. So they're a little bit more smaller, and she was a bit more leaner, we think that maybe she was like a pit bull husky cross. But from what we heard, the dad is a pit bull mastiff cross. So they could really range in some sizes. So we just, the families that are anticipating that they're okay with a large breed dog, that's basically what we would warn them about, I guess.
Are people able to like adopt on the spot kind of thing at this event?
No, so we just this last November, we've started playing with the adoption application just to kind of see how it's going to work for us and things like that. So far it's been doing really well for us, just in the aspect of us, making sure we're matching the right animal with the right family sort of thing. So just kind of to, prevent maybe any, returns, things like that, and then just help, our adopters that, just kind of prepare them a little bit more for what they're getting. So we will have a ton of adoption applications available there on site, and we'll have, their photos and their names, everything like that. So we're for sure putting the right name on these applications. But yeah, we'll have adoption applications on site if you do fall in love.
Will there be any other events like this in the near future?
Well, actually, we will be at PetSmart at the end of February, beginning of March. So the 4th and 5th. So we'll have an adoption event there. It'd be the Friday and Saturday. So we'll be there with animals as well too. But I know our friends over at Fourth Meridian, they love doing these kinds of events. They've done them for other rescues, things like that. And it's a really fun place for them to all be because they can kind of run around, things like that. But yeah, so we do anticipate that we'll definitely plan another event with Fourth Meridian too, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and letting us know a little bit more about this event.
Awesome. No problem at all.
Now for a look at the weather we can expect ahead of the long weekend, we'll go to Shelby Clark. Thanks so much, Jazz. And now taking a first look at your weather forecast here in the border city. We saw a cooler day at -17, but we did see a little bit more sun throughout the day. So that did kind of help warm some things up throughout the day that we've been seeing earlier on in the week. But TGIF, am I right? I think everybody's excited that the weekend is here, especially the long weekend. And with that wind chill, it does feel close to -25. So we are cooling down just a bit, but we will warm up slightly tomorrow. Switching over to temperatures now across the region for Alberta and Saskatchewan. On the Alberta side, we're seeing some double-digit temperatures. So we are cooling down just a bit with -16s in most spots, -17 in Bonnyville, while Cold Lake is at -18, -15 up in Lac La Biche, while Provost and Wainwright are at -13, -14. Vermilion is at that midway point at -16 as well, while Vegreville and Edmonton are slightly warmer at -13 and -11 in Edmonton. And Marwayne is slightly cooler as well at -18. Now switching over to our Saskatchewan side here, they're seeing some slightly cooler temperatures as well compared to the Alberta side. Most spots are seeing around -18, -19 degrees. Up in Isle Cross, they're at -20, while down in Maidstone, they're at -17, and Macklin is at -13, while North Battleford is joining them at that -18 point. And for North Battleford overnight, they will be going down to a low of -27. They will be seeing a high chance of some flurries starting off in the evening throughout the night there. And tomorrow, although they will be seeing a warmer temperature hitting that 1 mark, they will be seeing some icier conditions now with that snowfall. So in that area, please make sure you are driving careful. Over in Cold Lake, they'll be going down to a low of -23 throughout the night, and with that wind chill, we'll feel close to -30. They will be seeing a high chance of some flurries as well start up in the evening, and tomorrow they will be hitting that 0 mark throughout the day, and they will see those flurries continue on in the morning. Switching now to our border city, we will be going down to a low of -24 throughout the night. We will be seeing some flurries start up again this evening. And then tomorrow, although we will see a slightly warmer temperature, we will be seeing some icier conditions. So please be careful out there. And I just wanted to show off another photo submission. Thank you to everyone that submitted photos online. I love this one. It's a nice, good sunset shot. Looks like they got this when they were on the road driving on the highway there. So thank you to Carrie for submitting this one. It's a beautiful shot. And that's all I got for now. Our Jasmine King will have more news coming up after the break. Holy Rosary High School played host as the Lloydminster Catholic School Division crowned new elementary basketball champions on Thursday night.
It's starting to feel more and more like normal all the time.
2021 limited teams to play within their own schools, let alone their own school divisions. Anthony Bender, athletic coordinator for the LCSD elementary division, says the board is working towards interdimensional play. But for now, they're just happy to have a season.
We're really thankful that we could actually run the league and run. We had a few games canceled throughout the league, but we're thankful that we were able to get to the end of the league and have a final league tournament.
St. Joseph Elementary won gold for the girls and École St. Thomas won for the boys. Now Shelby Clark will take another look at your Friday weather forecast.
Thanks so much, Jazz. And now taking another look at your weather forecast. We'll be starting off with the central region of our provinces here. On the Alberta side, we are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures compared to what we have seen yesterday. -9 in Red Deer and Edson, while Rocky Mountain has that -8 degrees. Jasper is beating out all of us at that warmest point at 4 degrees, while Edmonton is at -11, and Athabasca and Whitecourt are slightly cooler at -12, -14. Switching now over to our Saskatchewan side here, they are seeing some slightly cooler temperatures compared to the Alberta side for sure. Most spots are seeing around -19 degrees, -18 in North Battleford as well as in Cold Lake, and Melfort is slightly cooler at -21. Now going over to our northern region of the provinces, they definitely have cooled down quite a bit as well. They're seeing those double-digit temps, but most spots aren't really seeing near -30 right now too much. Uranium City and Stony Rapids both are at -26, so they are slightly cooler. -24 in Wollaston Lake, while South End is at -20, as well as in La Ronge, and Flin Flon, Buffalo Narrows, and La Loche are at -18, -19. Now going over to our Alberta side here for our northern region, usually down in the Grand Prairie area, they see some slightly warmer temperatures, but they are cooled down quite a bit for today. Slave Lake and Grand Prairie at -11, -12, while Peace River is at -15, -20 in High Level, while Fort McMurray is at -18, and Fort Chipewyan is slightly cooler at -23. Now going over to our southern region now of the provinces, they aren't struggling too much. They are seeing some single-digit temps like we are in the central region. Lethbridge is at -5, while Calgary is at -7, -12 in Medicine Hat, while Coronation is at -13, and Banff is the warmest, hitting that 5-degree mark. Going over to our Saskatchewan side here, usually they are seeing some cooler temperatures compared to the Alberta side with -19 in Regina and Yorkton, -18 in Estevan and Swift Current, while the rest are seeing -17. But now going back across the region to check out some temperatures that we will be seeing for our evening lows and overnight. We will be seeing some slightly cooler temperatures, especially up in Meadow Lake, Allacross, and Pearson. We'll be seeing -23 to -26 degrees. Unity will be seeing -27, while it'll be a low of -25 for Paradise Hill. Bonnyville will be seeing a low of -22, while Wainwright will just be seeing a low of -20. And Murnum and Provost will be slightly warmer at -14, -15 for their evening low. And as you can see, most spots across the region will be seeing a high chance of some flurries that will start off in the evening, kind of going through overnight. And now switching to our 3-day forecast for here in the border city, we will be seeing a slightly cooler weekend, even though we will be seeing that 4-degree mark throughout the day for Saturday with a little bit more cloudier skies. We will be seeing around a 50% chance of some flurries that will start up that we will be seeing this evening to start off. And the wind chill will make it feel like close to -30. So please make sure you are bundling up and trying to stay warm out there, even though it does seem like it will be slightly warmer with that snowfall. It will cool some things down a bit. Sunday we'll be seeing -21 throughout the day. Then that will continue on into next week there on Monday at -23, but we will be seeing a little bit more sun next Monday. That's another look at your weather forecast. Our Jasmine King will have more news coming up after the break.
to be joined today on Primetime Local News by two special guests all the way from Connecticut. We have Mark Longo and Peanut. Peanut is a rescue squirrel. Mark is all over social media telling Peanut's story. It's quite incredible, actually. So, Mark, thanks for joining us. And can you tell us how you found Peanut?
Thank you for having us. It's been a true pleasure to be able to share his story. It's quite of a Cinderella story. I was leaving work and, I was crossing a busy street. And right before that, I saw a squirrel get hit by a car. And as I got closer to the intersection, there was a little baby and he was trying to cross the same street. So I tried to, step in front of him and get him out of the street. And instead of running away, he actually crawled up me. So that's when our journey began. I took him home in hopes to find a rehabber or a vet, but unfortunately nobody would take him. So I did the rehabbing myself. About 8 months into the rehab, I actually released Peanut back outside in hopes that he would live a nice wildlife and thank me for what we did. But unfortunately, a day and a half later, Peanut did get attacked. He ended up losing half of his tail and he found his way home. And that was the end of Peanut's wildlife career. And, 5 years in the making. I'm just here to pay the bills and make sure, the house is tidied up for him.
Well, and Mark, one of the things that you do advocate for on your social media accounts is that you're not encouraging people to go and try and find squirrels and bring them in the house. I mean, accidents happen, obviously, and certain circumstances like yours allowed Peanut to come to you. But what are some of the things that you deal with Peanut around the house? And why is it that you tell people that it's not a great idea to have a squirrel as a pet unless there are some special circumstances?
Right, and those special circumstances are very rare. In this case, Peanut is one of those rare exceptions. They just don't make good pets, and I use Peanut's platform to strongly advocate that because everybody sees our fun videos and they think, maybe I should get a squirrel. They are wild animals. They deserve to be outside, and it's unfortunate that Peanut couldn't go outside. He just lacked those wildlife instincts. But for the most part, I do, make videos to show people that, it's an everyday process. He's a 24/7 job. On top of that, I have a career and a life. So, cleaning up 5 or 6 more times every day is a little bit of a hassle, but you have to make sure they don't chew down your house and get into things they're not supposed to. So I strongly advocate that, if you find a squirrel, please find a rehabber, or I'm always, in contact with people that find squirrels. So don't ever hesitate to ask people who have squirrels, just to make sure that you're doing the right thing for the squirrel and not for yourself.
So, Mark, obviously you're at the point now where you've gotten close to 1 million followers on TikTok. You also have a lot of followers on Instagram. And with that has come some endorsements. So, Mark, tell me about what you're doing with that. From what I understand, you're actually using it to help other people who are involved in rehabbing wildlife.
Correct. We get to work with a lot of cool brands. We get to do a lot of fun, a lot of food and stuff. I'm a big foodie, so the free food is always great. But they do end up paying us to do stuff for our time, and I end up donating all the money to the rehabbers in need. I rescued one squirrel, but these people who are the true heroes are rescuing 20 to 30 animals at a time, and it's a lot of work, and it's very expensive. So it's very, very nice to give back to those people. And we were even able to do some charity work. We ended up donating a lot of stuff for Christmas as well. So just using the platform for as much good as possible, just to bring some smiles to other people's faces. The love and support has been so nice. Right.
Now, you do a lot of videos, and obviously, Mark, that takes up a lot of your time as well. But why is it important for you to make sure that people understand what it's like to have a squirrel, and even just to show the relationship that you have with Peanut?
For me, I find so much joy in sharing his antics and his personality. It's not every day you see somebody with a squirrel, especially one that has such a strong personality, who hangs out with a cat. It's kind of one of those things that you never thought you'd see, but then you see a squirrel and a cat sitting in a window together. So in a time where the world is, it's filled with so much negativity, if I could bring just a few smiles to people's faces, that's what I enjoy the most. If you could see a squirrel, holding a sign in the kitchen, making some cookies, and it could make you smile for a half second. That's truly what makes me want to do, this whole social media thing.
And I have noticed that you've mentioned that sometimes kids will want to see Peanut, one-on-one over however you want to do, like a Zoom meeting or something like that, just to teach them about Peanut and squirrels and that sort of thing. So you're also open to doing that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, I do it all the time. I kind of don't show it on social media as much, but I do get the pleasure of surprising a lot of kids and families and sick loved ones with Peanut. Again, I don't do it for any money. It's just seeing people have a terrible day and then meet a squirrel and just light up is enough for me. It's a true pleasure. Again, I probably do it 4 or 5 times a week, and just seeing people smile and being able to spread some knowledge on some squirrels is what truly makes me happy about this.
Well, Mark, we appreciate you and Peanut taking the time to join us today. And if anybody wants to reach out to you or even just to follow you on TikTok or Instagram, what's the best way to find you guys?
On TikTok, it's Peanut the Squirrel 12, and the same thing for Instagram. I'm always answering messages, so don't hesitate to ever reach out and ask some squirrel questions. We're always there to answer. So,
well, we really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today, and thank you so much. And we hope that you get your 1 million followers here right away. And it's so nice to see that you're doing good with all the endorsements and everything as well, and giving back to help those that help animals that need help and can't help themselves. So thank you so much once again, Mark and Peanut, and I'm sure we'll chat with you again soon.
thank you so much for having us.
Hi, I'm Nicole and I'm filling in for Heather this week for What's Happening. So family free fishing is happening this weekend, starting today and all the way through till Sunday. So that means Saskatchewan residents and visitors have a chance to fish on provincial water bodies that are not within national parks, that are open for the regular sport fishing season. And so if you've never had a chance to fish before and you want to fish and try that out, you don't need a license this weekend. So it might be the chance for you to do that this weekend. And we have to remember that all fishing regulations are still in effect. So that means possession limits and reduced capacity at certain water bodies. So if you want to know more about that and where you can fish, you can head to saskatchewan.ca/fishing to find out more about that and maybe get a chance to fish this weekend. The city of Lloydminster is hosting their annual Winter Fest this Monday for Family Day, and there will be 4 different locations to check out this year, including here at Bud Miller Park, the Service Sports Centre, the Lloydminster Golf Club, and Museum and Archives. And there will be so many different activities to check out, from indoor and outdoor skating, curling, building snowmen, and even crafts and a bouncy house for the younger kids. So make sure to check that out. And you also have a chance to win door prizes if you go to each of the 4 locations and stamp your Winterfest passport. And that will be happening this Monday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. The city of Wainwright is hosting the 15th annual art show coming up next week, and that will be happening on Thursday all the way through till Saturday. And on Thursday there will be an open mic night for writers and poets who want to share off their work at the Wainwright Public Library, and that will be happening from 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. And then on Friday there will be an art show and sale happening at the Wainwright Communiplex from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. with live music happening. And then again on Saturday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. there will be another art show and sale happening, again with live music. So if you're wanting to check out some local artists, next week will be the time to do so. And whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Joining us today for this week's entertainment panel is the classic Abby St. John. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to speak with us.
Of course, no worries.
Now, starting off, we got some interesting topics. There's so much happening in the entertainment industry, of course, in the entertainment world that is coming up here that everybody's pretty excited about. But to start off, there's been some talk about it this week, even yesterday, speaking about this Elvis Presley biopic that is coming out soon here later on. And this is supposed to have Austin Butler that plays the King. And it's going to be about the controversy with Elvis for his performance style and outrageous dance moves back in the 50s. So it's going to be interesting from seeing the trailer already, and it seems like Austin's doing a great job at portraying the king of rock and roll, of course. And there's going to be even Tom Hanks playing Elvis's manager, and it's supposed to be in theaters June 24th.
Yes, the trailer for it came out this week, and it looks very well done. I think Austin Butler, he portrays Elvis very well, has his voice, his dance moves. So I think it's going to be an interesting movie. And like you said, Tom Hanks is also involved in this movie, playing Colonel Tom Parker, who discovered Elvis in 1955. Now the trailer kind of starts out with Elvis as a young boy sneaking into a black church, and he joins their dancing and kind of has this moment. And throughout the trailer, it does show how his persona and his on-stage presence was heavily influenced by black culture, and that is shown throughout the trailer. So I'm sure that will be a big part of the film, which I'm excited about. And we'll also get to see his rise to fame and how he kind of fell off that and up until his death. Now it also shows that his manager, who was played by Tom Hanks, controlled a lot of his life and the choices that he made, including him joining the military, and what he said and what he did and how he acted. So that's also going to be interesting to see, to get a look at. Tom Hanks's voice is over top of the trailer and saying, some people would consider me the bad guy. So that's going to be an interesting to see when the movie comes out. I'm very excited for it. Elvis is way past my time and, a lot of your time and all of our time. So it's going to be interesting to see more in depth into Elvis's life and how he, kind of the behind the scenes of his life, being super famous and, like you said, the king of rock and roll. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, especially like you're saying, for people in our time, it's going to be cool to be able just to see what he was all about, his backstory, and, definitely going to be seeing some stuff that we had no idea about Elvis Presley, learning about what else happened in his life and all that. So I think for all those fans that are excited, especially when there's like movies like this that come out about certain bands or artists and everything that kind of show their backstory, they're going to be excited to have another one that's coming up here, and this one's going to be about Elvis, of course, and everybody knows Elvis. So I think it's going to be interesting, and for what it looks like, Austin he's a pretty good looking guy, so it looks like it's already going to be a cool movie, kind of showing off, like you're saying, with the black church. That's going to be very fascinating to see how that really inspired all of his performances and dance moves. So I'm excited to watch it as well. And now moving on, this is a serious, huge topic for both of us, especially you. You are a crazy Stranger Things fan. And of course now everybody's talking about it. Season 4, now they're finally talking about not only we got the release dates, but it's going to be 2 parts. And I think everybody was definitely excited to find that out. And I'm hoping personally that they got 7 or 8 episodes in each part. And they said that the dates for them are supposed to be May 27th and July 1st. And it even announced that, they're going to be renewed for a 5th, and it's supposed to be a final season. And if, for me, I'm a Breaking Bad fan, that 5 seasons, honestly, is sometimes the perfect amount of seasons for a show, especially for Stranger Things, how much happens through each season, pushing it. Sometimes it could be they might be stretching it. Depends how it's going to be in this 4th season, but I am so excited to see what's going to be all involved in this.
Yes, I'm also very excited. I love Stranger Things. I watched season 3 over a dozen times. I love the show, and I think it's perfect that, we know that it's going to end after season 5. There's not going to be any more seasons after that, and I think that's perfect because you don't want to draw it out. And that's what the Duffer Brothers, who created Stranger Things, that's what they had in mind from the very beginning. Now they released some new posters for the show, for the season, and along with the release dates of the 2 volumes of season 4, and each poster kind of shows each of them walking towards the portal portal into the upside down. You know, we see the group in Hawkins, L in California, and then we also see Joyce and Murray in Russia with Hopper. So that's going to be interesting to see how they got there, what those posters really entail for the season. You know, they're going into the upside down, you know, it's opening again. So I'm very excited to see. I think the posters look so cool and so fun.
Yeah.
So I think that's just going to escalate from here. And I'm very excited to see how it all wraps up in the end.
I'm very excited as well, especially with everybody talking about how long it's been for this fourth season. And of course, you know, all the followers, everybody's following all the kids that are in the show and seeing how much they've grown up since then. So everybody's making all these jokes and all that, saying like, what is going to happen now? They're like full grown adults. So I'm personally very excited. I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to binge it. And I think everybody's really excited for it, especially all like people that still have their Netflix subscriptions, going to give them some motivation to keep it and just wait until May 27th and July 1st to be able to watch this. So I'm very excited, and I'm glad to see that we're getting some more content coming out here for everybody to, you know, sit back and enjoy. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's weekly entertainment panel. Thanks again so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you.
Now ending off with taking a quick look at your 7-day forecast. We will be seeing some cooler conditions this weekend, a lot more cloudier skies, so don't expect to see too much sun, but we will be seeing some more sun next Monday, Tuesday with minus 23 throughout both those days. Then we will kind of continue that cold streak into Wednesday and Thursday at minus 19 and minus 10 on Thursday, and we will warm up next Friday at minus 7.
Thank you, Shelby, and thank you for joining us this evening on Primetime Local News, and have a great weekend.